Welcome everyone to Destruction of the Black Man and Black Woman Part 2. Just couldn't go to sleep right now. This is just the second part from the destruction of the black community, and I just want to try to tackle some issues that I've been seeing. Um, we've been getting played for basically getting played for 300 plus years by one doctrine. And this doctrine is actually pretty good. I mean, you guys heard of it. It's the Willie Lynch letter. And this letter was written in December 25th of 1712. And it basically shows how you can control people through a system for generations to come. And we haven't learned how to go above or rise above that document because of the destruction in the black community, and where the black man and the black women are constantly being destroyed and attacked on all ends. So the first part was the destruction of the black man. And so the black man is the first person that you have to destroy. And that's what's going on. So they're getting destroyed by everyone. And the systematic process just keeps turning over and turning over. And then the second part is to destroy the woman. Now, this is where the letter gets kind of interesting, because in this letter, the the woman is focused on seeing her man being destroyed, and that she cannot depend on her man. Therefore, she has to depend on the slave master, or we can say the society as a whole. And then in the deepest part of this letter, it says she will then teach her offspring the same cycle, and those offsprings will grow up and do the same thing. So first they took apart, they broke the male. They took the male's mind, his ability to think, and used him for resources. So he used his strength. And through this letter shows you how America has been the dominant country for years to come until today. We are still dominating the world as far as wealth is concerned. And so the majority, the rule, they keep this cycle going where they're only using us for the resources. And I wanted to just explain about this destruction that's going on in this black community and how can we combat this destruction. But first we have to understand that this is just a game. This is a game that they're playing on us, and we've just I mean, it's laughable to me that how 300 years and this stuff is still going on. That we are each other's worst enemy. So this is about economics, this is about money. And once you understand money, you can understand that you're getting played. Black men are getting played, black women are getting played, and the children is being destroyed by this type of perpetuating system. So this is the money game. So the money game is this. The higher ups are not spending their money. They are spending you and I. They're spending our money. So how do we flip it where they can spend their money and we can keep our money? How do we keep our money and have it circulating amongst the black community? Because if you look at any black community, where is the money going? The money is going out of the community. So if I were just based on economics is concerned, black economics is simple. You have something that I need, I have something that you need. So if you need milk, I have it. And if you have eggs, you have it. So only thing we do is barter. That's called the bartering system. So we exchange those. We exchange those two things. Now, mind you that no money has crossed hands. So the idea that you need money is false. It's a bartering system. So what happens here is we create money. And now they're saying that since you don't have any eggs, but I have milk, you have to come to me for the eggs that you purchased now with money. So hopefully I'm saying that correctly. I probably said it backwards, but essentially is that you, now that you have money, you have to go out and buy goods. Who are you buying those goods from? Are you buying it from me? Since I have the milk, or if I have the eggs, I want you to come do business with me. I'm your brother. Do business with me. You say no. I could go to Walmart and pay it for 50 cents cheaper. So you go to Walmart and you pay the Walton family, which they accumulate billions of dollars. So even if I make $1 million, that gap is so tremendously wide that we can never come out of being the weakest link, or the weakest person in the American society. So that's where the money comes in. So if you want to look at the destruction of the black community, we can look at it as, are we bartering with each other? Are we exchanging goods and services with each other? We don't even need to exchange money. That's the beauty of it. But since you're so dependent on this, that's where they get you spending your money. And they get to keep their money. Just imagine $1 billion. Tyler Perry is just opening his own studio. What are we doing to solidify those jobs, to help keep his business strong? He's going to have to hire outside people. Grounds crew. Are we gonna develop our own landscaping companies? And so these are the things, that they're not teaching in the black community, is that you need to have some sort of independence instead of always perpetuating the same thing. Well, black men ain't shit. Black women ain't shit. We absolutely go nowhere. And this is absolutely the money game. And they have been using us for our labor and our money for years, and we are so dependent. We're not independent. We are dependent on their system that we don't need. So people that say that buy black, well, yes, you should. And then those people should buy black too as well. And so you need to bring something to the table. And most people are not bringing anything to the table. And so that's why some of the people that are supposedly took the red pill, they can't buy into this blue pill nonsense. But they also know that this is a destructive behavior that they cannot be a part of in this cycle of continuously destruction. So some of the solutions would be for me is stop spending your money and let them spend their money, and see how that changes things amongst ourselves, and offer a bartering system in which we can borrow and exchange goods with one another, and go back to knocking on that neighbor's door and say, hey, you have some sugar? Oh, but okay, do you need this? Do I need that? Okay, we got you. But you notice how other people have infiltrated billions of dollars. Even in the with the weaves. I mean, it's $1 billion industry that the Koreans own, that they come into your community. There's some huge industries. Some of the most noticeable would be NFL players, football players, where they really believe that they need the white owners to tell them what to do, which is like we are very backwards in a lot of thinking. All those football players cannot open a media center. Matter of fact, they can use Tyler Studios so for all I care. Where they don't have to depend on the NFL to promote NFL football. They can do their own league and make more money than what they're making. But I haven't seen that done yet because we're not on that level of type of thinking. Same thing with the NBA or singers and entertainers or anything that's most noticeable that they want to put out in the atmosphere as okay, this is what brothers and sisters are good at. But there are some brothers and sisters that understand this red pill game. A lot of people claim that they take the red pill, but they don't understand the dynamics of the red pill. The red pill is basic thinking, a basic understanding of what society has put in place for them, and that they have to escape that type of thinking to produce better offspring. So when it comes down to it, how to create better offspring, there are some professions that are out there in which you don't need education. You don't need a high school diploma. You don't need a college degree. You can actually get into constructions. There are plenty of people that come over here that don't have degrees or education or background, but they know they need to provide food, clothing, and shelter for their family. But there's a lot of things. Landscaping. There are agriculture. What else we got here? Education services. You got finance. You have manufacturing. You have healthcare and social services here. You have hospitals. You have nursing. You have well, obviously you need some nursing credentials for that. But real estate, retail, professional services, utilities, wholesales, marketing, transportation. Transportation is huge. Freeways are packed with trucks nowadays. So there's a lot of brothers are doing that and making money doing that as well. There's going to be so many avenues that you can promote in your black community, which will change the dynamics. Online, there's a lot of things that women can do. Online, there's a lot of things that men can do. You're going to see a new breed of men that are out there that are done with the bullshit. How can women really view them instead of saying men are not shit or men we have to be independent and stuff. We're an independent woman or all these new movements and stuff. And when it comes to the dynamics of family, whatever you do outside the home cannot be brought back inside the home. Those are going to be some of the issues in which you can actually better the black community as far as trying not to abuse your partner because you make more money than because of the systematic stuff that goes on in America, which is obviously has to do with racism, where even right now, like white women and white men, the disparity on as far as pay is completely different than the pay structure is for black men and black women, where you guys got promoted and you're like, well, if I can do it, how come you can't do it? So there's a lot of dynamics and misinformation that's out there, and a lot of that stuff is not true. Men are continue to be men. Boys are going to be boys. You have to be able to choose your battles when it comes to that. These destructive behaviors need to stop. They can stop anytime. There is no another 300 years. I mean, 300 years have already passed, so it can stop today. It can stop right now. It's just the message has to be reached to everybody, and they have to understand. Everybody does not have to think the same. That is insane to think everybody has to think the same. It's not that. It's having a better tomorrow. The better tomorrow is stop living in this blue pill type of structure where one letter, once again, back in December 25th, 1712, it's called the Willie Lynch letter. You should look it up online, Making a Slave. And this is control of the mind. And that's all the higher-ups been doing, divide and conquer. So when you look at your brother and sister and start arguing amongst each other, you guys can have wonderful debates if you want to, but to argue gets you nowhere. You can have the debates and have some resolutions or bring something to the table that offers some solutions. I would offer, if you're gonna buy black, do that, because you need your money to circulate amongst each other in order to stop this chaos. Because the more money you give to the higher ups, the more poor your community will be, and the more envious people are going to be. And that's everything's going to be explained in this letter. Let me try to find out. Let me find something here in this letter here. It was actually pretty interesting. It's a little late for me, so if I botch any words, please forgive me. Okay, where is it? I guarantee every one of you that if installed correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years. And that was back in 2012. So 7 years later, we're still going through the same thing. My method is simple. Any member of your family or your overseers can use it. I have online a number of differences among the slaves and make the differences bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control. These methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and it will work throughout the South. Take this simple list of differences and think about them. On top of my list is age, but it's there only because it starts with an A. The second is color or shades. There is intelligence, size, sex, size of plantation, and status on the plantation's attitude of owners, whether the slave lives in the valley or on a hill, east, west, north, south, have fine hair, coarse hair, or tall or is short. Now you have a list of differences. I shall give you an outline of the actions, but before that I shall assure you that distrust is the stronger than trust, and envy stronger. Once again, I mean, it's you gotta tip your hats. I mean, this stuff has been going on so long that it's sad. I mean, it's this is insane. This is complete insanity. This is beyond stupidity. That you will let one letter control the outcome of years. Manipulation. The powers that be know how to manipulate brothers and sisters to keep this engine running. They can give anybody $1 million. They're making billions of dollars. So I don't care if you're making $30,000 a year to the highest paid black person in America. Even if you have $1 billion, it's just it's insane trying to compete with them. But if you establish a system, a network of people, strong caliber people, we're talking about strong in the mind, the soul, and the body. You can be unstoppable. This is insane. So I'm bottom to the top, and I just hope that this destructive behavior in this black community, and I'm always going to be down. Like if you have some common sense, that you have a meaningful plan, that you have an outline. I mean, if you want a loan from a bank, you need to have a business plan. You need to have a business plan. You need to have capital. You need to have income over a course of 3 years. You need to show that you're liquid, that you have financial assets, and you have money in the bank. Most people are not putting their money where their mouth is. It's like, or their actions where their mouth is. Some people lead by example. Other people just talk the talk, but not walking the walk. But here we are. I mean, this is going to be a new age. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of new brothers come up. I see a lot of people still falling to the same destructive system. But the internet has created an atmosphere for there is an even playing field. Now, the society will try to censor that. They're going to censor it. YouTube is doing what they need to do. Your media presence, your phones, they're going to try to censor it as much as they can, but the knowledge and the publications are out there to make sure that you're improving yourself every day. If you're not trying to improve yourself every day, then you're going to be stagnant or you're going to be set back. Now, if we are already behind 300 years, then tomorrow should be the day that you take back your life. You take control of your life. Stop being afraid. Stop being afraid to have a better community amongst yourselves. Stop being afraid of your brothers and sisters. This psychological damage, this indirect damage that we have subconsciously in our mind to say, okay, well, I can't trust this black person, but I'm going to go to another person and pay twice as much because I think that that deal is too good to be true. Any bizarre thinking has, I've encountered so many bizarre thinking that it only happens to people that look like us. It doesn't happen to anybody else. So I saw it. I mean, it's all over the news. I mean, the higher ups can put a fake degree on the wall, and you will believe that they're educated. They will even practice medicine without a degree, and you will go to them. And so there is so many stuff that's out there that working together it should be easy. But the distrust that we have, it's based on that letter. So go out there and you can blame the black woman for her failures. Go out there and blame the black man for his failures. But the bottom line here is tomorrow, what are you doing? What are you doing to make tomorrow a better day for your community? What are you doing to make a better tomorrow for your kids and the kids after your kids? Won't you establish something in writing that can directly impact the black community for the next 300 years? Now that I want to see those type of documents. That's what I want to see. Write something that will change the way we view the world in the next 300 years. Because that letter is sure controlling our black community now. And I'm tired of it. I'm bottom to the top. Let the higher up spend their money and let us keep our money. I'm out.